Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh, and good afternoon. Welcome to the 15th annual Sikh Remembrance Day ceremony. We are very grateful to all our guests joining us in person. Thank you for taking the necessary precautions for everyone's health and safety. Please remember that we are gathered in a cemetery, so let's be respectful and silent throughout the ceremony. I now call upon Naya Mukker, a grade 4 student at Brampton's private Buckam Singh Public School, to come forward for our land acknowledgement.
The city of Kitchener is situated on the traditional territory of the Neutral, Anishinaabe, and Haudenosaunee people. We recognize our responsibility to serve as stewards for the land and honor of the original caretakers who came before us. This community is enriched by enduring knowledge and deep-rooted traditions of the diverse First Nations, Métis, and Inuit in Kitchener today.
It is important to recognize the significance of coming together at this cemetery in Kitchener, Ontario, at this very site. It is the military grave of Private Buckam Singh, a World War I soldier and hero. Private Buckam Singh was the first Sikh to enlist with an Ontario regiment in World War I and was wounded twice during his time on the front lines. Buckam Singh came to Canada from Mahalpur in the Hoshiarpur district of Punjab in 1907. But this special event is not just to honor him. It's to pay tribute to and thank all the veterans of conflicts and wars, past and present. Veterans have given so much for our country, and our wearing of the poppy is a small way that we can give back. It's a symbol of our deep appreciation. Please support the Poppy campaign. Collection boxes will be available, and we encourage everyone to make a generous donation to support the important work the Royal Canadian Legions do across the country for veterans and their families. We will now have the Sikh prayer of Ardas by Jatik Kaur. I ask that you all please stand if you are able for the Ardas.
I would like to request for us all to collectively bring our focus and consciousness together as we offer Ardas, the opening prayer before the start of today's ceremony. I ask you to take a moment to be present today, in this space, on this earth, under this crisp autumn day. I ask you to gather your thoughts and collect your mindful attention for Ardas. Ek Onkar Satgur Prasad, Sri Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Sri Bhagwati Ji Sahai. Var Sri Bhagwati Ji Ki Paat Sai Dasvi. Pratham Bhagwati Simar ke Guru Nanak le Tyai. Fir Angat Karte Amardas Ramdase Hoy Sahai. Arjan Har Gobinno Simro Sri Har Rai. Sri Har Krishan Tyaiya Jis Dithe Sab Dukh Jai. Teg Bahadur Simriya Karnonit Avetai Sab Thai Hoy Sai. Doswe Paatsa Sri Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Sab Thai Hoy Ji Sahai. Dasa Paat Sayanti Jo Tan Tan Sri Granth Sahib Ji de Paat de Dar de Tarantar ke Khalsa Ji Bolo Ji Vaheguru. Dear Satguru Ji, you are the one origin of everything, the creator, sustainer, timeless being, abiding in all. Please bless us with your grace and mercy as we are gathered here today to pay tribute to the brave and courageous men and women who have in the past and present put their lives on the line to uphold peace, justice, and freedom for our country and abroad. In honor of Private Buckam Singh, we are here to remember the over 83,000 turban-wearing Sikh ally soldiers who were killed and the over 109,000 who were wounded in the world wars. Help us gather strength and inspiration from their valor to serve our nation with pride and dedication. Please bless us to be inclusive in remembering the sacrifices of all diverse communities who call Canada home. All Canadian war veterans and especially the Aboriginal communities on whose land we stand. Please bless this gathering by showering your grace upon us. Bless our local communities, bless this great nation and all who call Canada home. Bless this continent and bless this earth and all of humanity. In thy grace, may we resonate peace and love across this earth. We pray that we may come together as a global community to create a future where our differences can be resolved with respect, unity, and nonviolence instead of guns and wars. Let peace fill our heart, our world, our universe. In thy name, may all of humanity abide in eternal optimism. In thy divine way, may peace and prosperity shine on all. Nanak naam chardi kala tere pane sarbata pala. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh. Bole Sonehal, Sat Sri Akal.
I now introduce Sardar Sandeep Singh Brar, the founder and creator of the SikhMuseum.com. It was through his diligent research that the medal and gravesite of Private Buckam Singh was discovered, and why we're able to come here today year after year.
Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh. Thank you all for coming here today. Every morning at 11 o'clock in the Parliament buildings in Ottawa, there's a very unique ceremony that takes place every single day of the year. During the ceremony, a uniformed guard approaches a set of books and turns their page. And there's a calendar system to ensure that each page of these books is visible at least once a year. What are these books, you may be wondering? They are the 8 books of remembrance and contain the names of over the 120,000 Canadians who have given their lives in the service of our country. It is our duty to ensure that those 120,000 names are never forgotten. Fighting along Canadian allies in both World Wars were regiments of Sikhs from the British Indian Army. And we also remember today the 83,000 Sikh soldiers who lost their lives in World War I and II. Another painful ceremony that takes place every year is the naming of the National Silver Cross Mother by the Royal Canadian Legion. The Silver Cross is a very special medal that's given to the widows and mothers of Canadian soldiers who have lost their lives in the line of duty. Buckam Singh's wife, the very young Preetam Kaur of Jamsher and Jalandhar, Punjab, received that medal. This year's National Silver Cross Mother is Miss Candy Greff. And on November 11th, she will have the very important duty of placing a wreath at the National War Memorial in Ottawa on the behalf of all mothers who've lost their children in the line of duty for Canada. Mrs. Greff lives in Lancome, Alberta, and she's been a practicing nurse for over 33 years. She had 3 children. One of her sons was Byron Greff, and he was born in 1983 and lived in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Byron was a member of the 3rd Battalion of the Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry, based in Edmonton, Alberta. Master Corporal Greff was a highly skilled soldier, also trained as a paratrooper and an integral part of the reconnaissance platoon. He died on October 29th, 2011, while on his 2nd tour of duty in Afghanistan. Tragically, he had just returned home to see the birth of his baby daughter before returning to Afghanistan. He left behind his wife, Lindsay, and his 2 children, Keller and Brielle. It's so important for us to remember that not only did these soldiers sacrifice their lives, but the lives of those families of these brave heroes are forever changed. So they need to be in our thoughts and memories. Whether they died 103 years ago, like Private Buckam Singh, or 11 years ago, like Master Corporal Byron Greff, time will never diminish their sacrifice and what they contributed to our way of life today. Whether we live in times of peace or war, we must ensure that the ultimate sacrifice of and what they gave for our way of life today is not forgotten. And we look forward to a brighter future which is based on their sacrifice, that maybe one day we will get to a point where there are no more names added to the books of remembrance and there are no more mothers, National Silver Cross mothers. Thank you.
I now call upon Gurnoor Kaur to present a descriptive narrative on the poem in Flanders Fields, and this will be followed immediately by Buckam Singh reciting the poem.
Imagine fighting in a battle, trenches far, far away, and seeing close friends die in front of your eyes. What would you do? John McCrae saw his best friend die during the Second Battle of Ypres on May 2nd, 1915. He was then inspired to write the iconic poem to highlight the sacrifice of the soldiers who gave their lives so that we can live ours in peace. This poem led to the adoption of the poppy as the flower of remembrance for the British and Commonwealth war dead. John McCrae was a poet and physician from our neighboring city, Guelph, Ontario. At the beginning of World War I, at the age of 41, he joined the Canadian Expeditionary Force. He could have been a part of the medical corps, but decided to be a frontline soldier as a gunner and medical officer. When Buckam Singh was wounded in the Battle of Saint-Eloi on July 20th, 1916, he was taken to the No. 3 Canadian General Hospital at Boulogne, France. Incredibly, this hospital at the time was under the command of none other than Colonel John McCrae. The Second Battle of Ypres was fought during the World War from 22nd April to 25 May 1915. It was the first major battle fought by the Canadian troops in the Great War, and Canada suffered over 6,500 casualties. Among those deeply affected by the horror of the fighting was then Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae, whose lungs were damaged by poison gas during the battle. McCrae's proverbial torch was thrown from their failing Canadian hands to the soldiers relieving them. They were the soldiers from Punjab, the Jalandhar and Firozpur regiments of the Lahore Division of the British Indian Army. In Flanders Field, McCrae offers silence and understanding in simple yet beautiful rhymes. The silence is contemplative, the silence of poppies among graves, the silence of loss, the silence of sacrifice. The understanding is a reminder. We are the dead. We didn't die for nothing. We died for your cause. Remember us and make sure that the fight against tyranny continues. Now, let's listen to his haunting words.
In Flanders Fields, the poppies blow. Between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place. And in the sky, the larks, still bravely singing, fly. Scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago, we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved, and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw the torch, be yours to hold it high, if ye break faith with us who die. We shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Fields.
Naya Mukker, a grade 8 student from private Buckam Singh Public School, will now recite the Act of Remembrance.
My name is Naz Walia. I'm a grade 4 student at private Buckam Singh Public School. Act of Remembrance. They shall grow not old, as that we are left to grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them. We will now hear the last post, followed by a moment of silence, immediately followed by the ruse. This will be led by Officer Cadet Har Amrit Singh.
Parade! Attention!
Now we call upon Name Makhar, a grade 5 student from private Buckam Singh Public School, to recite the commitment to remember.
Commitment to remember. They were young as we are young. They served, giving freely of themselves. To them we pledge, amid the winds of time, to carry their torch and never forget. We will remember them.
We will remember them. We now begin the wreath-laying portion of the ceremony, and we will begin with our elected officials representing the different levels of government. On behalf of the Government of Canada, we invite the Honourable Bardis Jagger, Member of Parliament for Waterloo. She will be joined by her colleagues, Valerie Bradford, MP for Kitchener South Hespeler, and Mike Morris, MP for Kitchener Centre. On behalf of the Province of Ontario, we invite Member of Provincial Parliament Jess Dixon, MPP for Kitchener South Hespeler, and her colleagues, Mike Schreiner, MPP for Guelph, and MPP Catherine Fife, representative from Waterloo. On behalf of the Region of Waterloo, we invite Chair Karen Redman. On behalf of the City of Kitchener, Mayor Barry Verbanovich and City Councillor Dave Schneider. And on behalf of the City of Waterloo, Acting Mayor Diane Freeman. I now introduce Sergeant Gurpreet Singh Deepak to introduce our next wreath layers.
On behalf of the Canadian Armed Forces, laying a wreath, Captain Hari Singh Bhatti and Major Deep Singh Bains. On behalf of the Royal Canadian Legion, Kitchener Fred Geese Branch Number 50, Ernie Bremnar, First Vice President. And on behalf of the Royal Canadian Legion Waterloo Branch, number 530, Bob Berg, President, Steve Mann, Sergeant at Arms. Laying a wreath on behalf of Sikh veterans, led by Colonel Jagdish Singh Hundal, member of Artillery, Colonel Harjap Singh Punia, Signal Corps, Captain Harjit Singh Bans, Signal Corps, Lieutenant Kuldeep Singh Butcher, Heavy Artillery, Sergeant Gurmeet Singh Saroya, Indian Air Force, and Wing Commander Gurpal Singh Balla, Indian Air Force. Laying a wreath on behalf of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, Deputy Commissioner Brian Larkin. On behalf of the Waterloo Regional Police Service, Acting Chief John Goodman. On behalf of the Peel Regional Police, Deputy Chief Nick Milonovich. On behalf of the Toronto Police Service, Superintendent Angudvir Singh. On behalf of the Halton Police Services, Inspector Julie Craddock. And on behalf of the Ottawa Police Services, Constable Mandeep Singh Aluwalia.
On behalf of the Golden Triangle Sikh Association and the Guru Nanak Mission Brampton, we invite Sardar Mohan Singh Basrao, Sardar Gurdeep Singh Heer, Sardar Dalbir Singh Sidhu, Sardar Ajmer Singh Mandur, and Sardar Gurmeet Singh Saroya to lay a wreath. On behalf of the Sikh Motorcycle Club of Ontario, we invite Lakhvinder Singh Dhaliwal and Rajvinder Singh Gill to lay a wreath. On behalf of the Ontario Sikhs and Gurdwara Council, we invite Sardar Gobinder Singh Randhawa, Sardar Ajmer Singh Mandur, Sardar Ajit Singh Bawa, and Sardar Dalip Singh Multan. On behalf of the private Buckam Singh Public School, we invite Principal Sylvia Zanella, Vice Principal Dwight Coburn, and Peel District School Board Trustee Balbir Kaur Sohi to lay a wreath.
That concludes the wreath-laying portion of our ceremony. And now I'd like to ask grade 6 students from private Buckam Singh Public School, Sami Randhawa and Riley Randhawa, to come forward and speak a few words to us.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our names are Sammy Randhawa
and Riley Randhawa.
We are both grade 6 students at private Buckam Singh Public School in Brampton, Ontario. At private Buckam Singh Public School, together we learn and play to make the world a better place. We are very proud of private Buckam Singh and the values that are taught to each and every student. We are even prouder to attend a school that is named after a hero. Today, during this Remembrance Day ceremony, we want to take some time and talk about the significant contributions of Sikh Canadians, including Private Buckam Singh, who is just one of the many incredible individuals that fought to give us the freedoms we have today.
Sikh Canadians have made many significant contributions to Canada. For example, Parbinder Kaur Sahgal is a judge in the Supreme Court of British Columbia. She went into court and fought for Sikh Canadians to be able to wear a kirpan at school. Another example is Lily Singh. She's a Canadian YouTuber, a talk show host, and an actress. She's a very inspiring role model for young girls. Sikh Canadians have also fought for our freedoms. There were 1 million Indian troops that served overseas, of whom 62,000 died and another 67,000 were wounded. Some of the Sikh Canadians that fought in many wars were John Babu, Santa Gugur Singh, Harry Singh, Harnam Singh, John Singh, Lakshman Singh, Ram Singh, Sewa Singh, and Waryam Singh. And of course, the man who we are honoring today, Private Buckam Singh. Private Buckam Singh was a Canadian Sikh soldier who fought in World War I. It is an inspiration to many people all over the world. Private Buckam Singh was one of the 10 Sikhs to serve in the Canadian Expeditionary Force in World War I. All the Sikh Canadians that served in the military volunteered to fight, even though the country denied their rights to citizenship. Private Buckam Singh sadly died because of TB at an incredibly young age. He is now remembered every year on Remembrance Day by all of us to celebrate the life he had and all the sacrifices he made in the Canadian Expeditionary Force.
In the past, the contributions of South Asian people often were unrecognized. We are proud to be a part of the school that celebrates all of his incredible contributions. Now, his legacy will live on through the generations of students that attend the school. Thank you for your time.
We now ask those who are seated to please stand, if you are able, for the singing of our national anthem. And I invite all the young people who spoke earlier during the ceremony to please come to the stage so they can lead us in the singing of our national anthem.
Parade! Attention!
I now call upon Gursev Singh, one of our local volunteers and very active sevadar in our community.
I must say it's a pleasure to see all of you here in the ceremony, and I want to thank each one of you for making it out here for this unique remembrance ceremony. On behalf of the Sikh Remembrance Organizing Committee, the SikhMuseum.com, and the countless members of the community and public who have been supporting this special ceremony over the years, thank you. And a special thanks to all our veterans, the Royal Canadian Legions, all our MPs from Ottawa, all our MPPs from Queen's Park, our mayors from Kitchener, and Mayor Representative from Waterloo, the Canadian Forces personnel, the RCMP, police services from various regions across Ontario, members of the Sikh community and various Sikh associations, and our friends from the Peel District School Board and the Waterloo District School Board, and students who led parts of the ceremony today, and thanks to the various media outlets as well. Thank you so much for making this such an inspiring ceremony and standing united as Canadians in this remembrance. We encourage everyone to participate in the Remembrance Day services in their respective communities and cities on November 11th, which falls on Friday this year. Please take the opportunity to thank your local veterans and currently serving military men and women. As we head home, let's reflect knowing that we have honored some incredible Canadians contributing to protecting our freedoms and values. Heavy on our hearts this year are the losses suffered by our police services this past year, with the tragic deaths in the line of duty, Constable Shaylin Yang from the RCMP, Constable Devin Northrop, Constable Morgan Russell from the South Simcoe Police Services, and Constable Andrew Hong from the Toronto Police Service. Your ultimate sacrifice to keep Canadians safe will not be forgotten. Please mark your calendars for next year's Sikh Remembrance Day. We hope to see you again on Sunday, November 5th, 2023 for next year's ceremony. Details will be posted on sikhmuseum.com. This concludes our Sikh Remembrance Day ceremony today. We will now have group photos taken. We will call each of the groups on the microphone to assemble at the grave of Private Buckam Singh. Starting with the first group will be members of the Canadian Forces, and followed by them will be the veterans, the police services, then the public officials, and finally our community groups, the Gurdwaras, the Sikh Motorcycle Club, and the Private Buckam Singh Public School, and so on. So we thank you very much for your participation today, and I encourage all of you to mingle after this, meet and greet, and communicate with all members of our community, the veterans, the police forces, armed forces, so that we have a more cohesive understanding of each other and the warmth that we create in that communication. Thank you very much. And I welcome all of you to partake of this time in celebrating our contributions to Canadian society. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.